So like Mr. Sanjay Mehta, if you can just say Tally partner on the chat, that would also be helpful. So Venu, can we get started with the slides?
Yes, Surya, let us start. Please start.
So let us understand the current status of e-invoicing. E-invoicing is already in effect. It is the law of the land since October 1st, 2020. This is for taxpayers with aggregate turnover over 500 crores. The government has also given a temporary relaxation of 30 days for registering e-invoices dated October 2020 with the invoice registration portal. What it means is that an invoice dated October 1st should be registered with the IRP with the government appointed portal before 30 days of the date of the invoice. Similarly, an invoice dated, let's say October 20th, should be registered before November 19th, which is 30 days from the date of the invoice. Similarly, invoice dated October 31st should be registered before November 30th. And invoice dated November 1st has to be registered on November 1st, and so to speak, right? So that relaxation is only for the invoice generated or invoice dated in the month of October. This is a temporary relaxation, but again, we are seeing that there are lots of taxpayers who have already started generating, and as their normal course of practice, they are generating e-invoices and the system is working fine. So that is a very good indication. Venu, do you want to add any other legal points right now? The theoretical aspects like the IR and QR code, or should we just go directly to the technology aspects?
No, I think we should. We should definitely give a background of the theory part of it, and especially some of them might be. It is not new to them. They might also get confused about various things on the legal aspects. So there are three things which everyone should be aware of e-invoicing. And whenever we say e-invoicing, because since this is a new topic, there are various other information which you might have been hearing from other service provider or the FAQs from the government. But from the technical aspects, yes, there are three terminologies which everyone should be hearing or knowing about it. So Surya, I think I would like to share to them about these three technical topics. For a moment, I'll take the control of the screen, please.
Sure.
Okay. So the technical terms one should be aware of, or they should be knowing of. First is IRN, because the moment if you have to say that you are compliant with the e-invoice, the invoice should have an IRN. IRN is a 64-digit alphanumeric combination which is generated by the government and given by a combination of these 4 digits, which is GSTN, financial number, document type, and document number. In the example which you are seeing, for those given 4 fields, the combination of it is this 64-digit number. Next, there is a concept of IRP. All the e-invoicing, whatever we are talking, we have to generate the e-invoice through an IRP. IRP is the authorized person from the government who issues the e-invoice, or who is the one who is signing the e-invoice. And GST Zen would communicate the data to the IRP from the Tally. So currently there is no inbuilt feature in the Tally to generate an e-invoice. So if you look at it, the taxpayer has to upload the details to invoice registration portal, what we call it as IRP, and it in a JSON format. Government has given a 4 Excel utilities to handle it, which is little slightly cumbersome. In our earlier demo, if those who have not watched it, you can look it at our YouTube. I have done a data entry of generation of JSON. In today's demo, we will look at how seamlessly we can push the data from the Tally to the government portal. Basically, IRP does some validations and does the data entry of invoice in the GSTR1, and he also does the integration with e-way bill. In case you wanted an e-way bill, you will get the e-way bill along with the e-invoice. So GST then smoothly handles this and sends this response back to the Tally. That is the second one. And there is one concept: if you want to cancel, you have to cancel within 24 hours, which we will, during the thing, we will explain. The other thing you also need to know is there is something called encoding. You will be seeing the JSON structure and the signed payload. We call it as payload that is received from the IRP. It is more into technical. And if the status is showing as 1, it means it is valid and it is correct. If the status is showing as 0, there is some error. Today we will also see some error responses, and the data which comes from the IRP will be roughly this: an acknowledgement date, acknowledgement number, IRN, signed invoice, and signed QR code. So when you hear a signed invoice, it is not the invoice which you and I in the normal course that we are aware of. It is the invoice where the IRP has signed it and given. IRP has signed it and the IRP has given that. The QR code is also a QR code which looks something with a very information more in a junk. You need to have an ability to convert this junk into a format which everyone understands. Again, the solution which GSTzen has provided, it converts the entire junk data into a QR code which we need, which we understand. And government has given a QR code validation tool. As the discussion happens, I would also guide you all how to download the QR code validation tool. Upon scanning of the QR code validation tool, it gives high level information about the invoice. It doesn't give all the contents of the invoice, but it gives high level information about the invoice. So when you say that you are an e-invoice compliant, which means on the invoice which you are issuing to the customer, you need to print this QR code which carries the IRN, which also carries the signature and the codes. So when the signature and codes are scanned using the government provided utility, the information will show up. So these are the 3 technical terms which the users should be aware of before we get on. Just a recap: on the invoice you should have an IRN. IRN is issued by IRP. IRP also gives signed invoice and signed QR code. Signed QR code needs to be printed on the Tally invoice. In today's session, we are going to see all the processes end to end. Over to you, Surya.
Thank you, Venu. Let me get back to the presentation that I was sharing. A bit about GSTzen's e-invoicing solution. GSTzen comes with multiple integrations. We integrate with SAP, Oracle, Microsoft Dynamics, and of course Tally, and we integrate with Excel as well. Since October 1st, we have noticed a large fraction of our customers are Tally customers, like around 40-45%, and the other 55% is spread across the various solutions. Excel is a big part of this, around 20%, and then the last 30% are various solutions. Some users have SAP, Oracle, again, Oracle, there are Oracle ERPs, just a database with the in-house ERPs. We support all of these solutions. If you have any questions about these other solutions, yeah, feel free to ask us. We can cover them at the end of this webinar. Primarily, we will be focused on Tally and generating e-invoice through Tally in this presentation. So what are the key features? If everything goes well, if you have the latest version of Tally and if it's configured well, so the entire installation and configuration should not take more than 15 minutes. So this, again, we have done a lot of installations in the past 2 to 3 weeks, and we have noticed that around 50% of our customers fall in this easy category. And there are some customers who have inbuilt customizations, and they have other TDLs which conflict and so on. So it takes a while, and our development team and our support team are more than capable of handling these issues, right? Give me just a second. The other key features is that you can prepare the sales voucher, whether your debit note, credit note, and everything directly in Tally. Our solution does not require you to leave Tally for anything. So whatever is your existing business process, how you are preparing those invoice, prepare them the same way, right? And all that we do is we want our solution to be as non-intrusive as possible. We don't want to get in the way of your doing business. All we give a button. You press that button. Once you press that button, e-invoice gets generated. If you want, a e-way bill also gets generated, and that is it. And after that, you go back to your work, preparing your next invoice, loading the goods, and so on. So ours is a very user-friendly and a quick solution. It supports all the types of transactions, the invoices, credit notes, and debit notes, exports, SEC, all that is required for e-invoicing. Our solution supports. E-way bills can be generated, and you will see that live in this demo. You can print the e-invoice PDF and with the QR code directly from Tally. You do not have to leave Tally to do a print. But again, our website has the invoices which you can use for later reconciliation and to print it and check the status also. We have support to email the invoice to your customers. We can email the PDF and the JSON that you get from the government. You can also SMS the short URL to your users. So the steps to generate e-invoice, this is a very high level overview. The first step, prepare the invoice as usual in your Tally, a voucher, just enter the details. And after you have entered the details, here is the listing of all your vouchers, sales vouchers in Tally. You can see on the right hand side here, there is a button called e-invoice. You can select which invoices you want to generate e-invoices for. Select those invoices and press the button, and the e-invoice will get generated. That is pretty much it. So there is no change in your workflow. You are preparing the invoice as usual. One additional step is to press this button. And once you do that, you will get an invoice with the QR code, with all the details compliant with the law, and you can scan this QR code and verify the details. The invoice will also contain the invoice reference number, which is a 64-digit alphanumeric number to uniquely identify every invoice. So that is pretty much it as far as the GST Zen's integration solution for Tally is concerned, right? So now we will go to the live demo. My colleague Babu will take over and show the demo, but I want to go over the steps. We will download and install the TDL. There's a fresh TDL we will install. We will configure the vouchers for e-invoicing. We will also show you the security and user configuration, how you can configure users for e-invoicing in Tally. And then we will go with the actual e-invoicing generation. And we will first generate an e-invoice with error, and we will generate a good e-invoice. We'll do the e-way bill, and we'll go over the entire workflow. I will hand it over to Babu to share his screen.
Right. So before Babu starts the session, I would like to hear from you. If any one of you have any questions so far on the theory aspects of the e-invoice, or if you would have explored some options and you have failed and you have some questions, anything on the e-invoice at this point, you can ask it in the chat, or you can raise your hand, or you can unmute and you can also ask us. Any questions? By the way, I have one smaller screen this side and a bigger screen just to see all. So sometimes I will be watching on both the sides.
Does it work in Tally Prime?
Yes, the customization which is done would also work in Tally Prime. Now, we have not tested it, but as the information which we have received, it also it's an extended version of it. So we will support it in the Tally Prime also. Very valid question, and we are hoping the Tally Prime to come by end of this month or beginning next month. And a question which has come to personally to me is how it would work when the Tally launches the e-invoice module. A pretty good and valid question. Once the Tally launches e-invoice module, it will be even more user-friendly interface. Currently, since there is no invoice module in the Tally, there are other add-on information which is added to it. The native features of the Tally can be used and generation of e-invoice would be possible, and the Tally GSTzen would continue to support the e-invoice automation even when the Tally e-invoice works. There's another question which has come again in the chat that data storage, how is the data which is stored? I would like to take this answer to this question after we do the demo of it. You yourself will know where the data is stored and how it is stored. Yep, these are the questions that I have received. I think we can get started. Anyone hand raising? Okay, there's no hand raise. So I think we can get going with the demo. Babu, can you just share your screen? So
Yes.
there are, friends, there are three aspects of the demo. First, setting up of the e-invoice TDL. Second, transaction handling, we generate e-invoice. The third is reporting or the other features and other add-on information that you need to know. We will be going in these orders. We will start with how do we do configuration in Tally for e-invoice to happen. Over to you, Babu.
Yes.
Yeah, so the first thing is to keep the TDL available. Again, all GSTs and customers, whenever you decide to come to us, the TDL, we will make it available to you. And Babu, let me ask Babu to log in into his GSTs and account.
Sure.
Before we can generate e-invoicing, there are a few prerequisites that you should have it ready. So let me go over here. So this is the home page of a GST number in GSTzen. GSTzen has other features such as return filing, reconciliation, and so on. Here we are showing the e-invoicing feature. So there is a link called e-invoicing. Let's click on the e-invoicing button. There are multiple other integrations that we have. The GSTzen has an Excel integration where you can use our template. You can also use your own template, your own Excel where you can configure it. Right now, today we will focus on the Tally integration. So please click on the button in the middle. Right. In order to be able to generate e-invoices in the through GSTzen or through any software for that matter, you need to have credentials that you receive from the government's authorized portal. Right now, the government has two portals. One is a sandbox and one is a production. Right now, we are testing it on the sandbox. So this is not real invoices that we are generating. We are generating invoices in the sandbox or the testing environment which the government has given. Now, Babu, can you click on change e-invoice portal login details, right? So this is a one-time activity. You will go to the government portal, you will fetch these details. These details will be available in your login in the sandbox or in the production websites, and get those details and enter them here in GSTzen. So this is a one-time activity. Once this is done, your GST number is configured for e-invoicing in GSTzen. Bobby, you can click login. It should work. So it will say that you are successfully logged into the API portal. So this is the first step that you need to do before you can generate e-invoices. The second step is to install the TDL. Babu, can you open Tally and install the TDL?
Sure.
Yeah, so what we are doing is we are going to the Tally's default folder, the Tally folder, and we are installing the, we are placing the TDL here. So this is the name of the TCP file, einvoicezen.tcp. So the TDL is already installed, and then we can now go to Tally, and you can see that there are no TDLs here. So let us Control Alt T will allow you to specify the TDLs that you want to load. So let us load the name of this TDL, einvoicezen.tcp, and you can see that this TDL is loaded. It also has a version number, right? So this is the first step. Your TDL is now loaded, and now let us open our company in Tally. And the next step is to configure. Yeah. So once you have installed the TDL, Babu, can you go back?
Yes.
Once you have installed the TDL, you will see a GST Zen menu in the gateway of Tally. So this will take you, can you click on the GST Zen menu?
Yes, sir.
So this will take you to our features where you can generate the B2B invoices, the B2C e-waybill, and the other, those are the two main things that we offer. So Babu, can you go back to the place where we will configure
Yes, sir.
our credentials in Tally?
Yeah, number one, F11 configurations. If you want to enable this module to this company, just go to F11 features, add-on features. There we have enable e-invoice module. Just enable it. Then it will ask authorization code. This we need to copy it from Gen portal from here. After
So
login.
authorization code. So this is a secret code. Do not share this with anybody. So this is a code which identifies you, the user, to GST Zen and allows you to generate e-invoices. So you can click there, the button in GST Zen to copy the authorization code. Babu, can you do that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So once you do that, the code will be copied into your clipboard, and you can do a Control V in Tally. So again, Babu has already done that, but let's just do it once again. So you can clear it up.
This is step one configuration. Step two, we need to check same GST number is available in Tally also. If it is not matching with GST Gen and this GST number, it will give error.
Yeah. So we need to make sure that the GST number that you are, for which you are generating e-invoices, that GST number is configured in your Tally, and it's also configured in GST Zen. So in this case, that is correct. And
this is second level configuration. Third level configuration, company info. If you have multiple users, you need to allow from here. There is an option allow e-invoice. For if you want to enable with some say Tally default features, you can allow from here. If you enable here only, then it will enable for user.
yeah, so you can control which users can generate e-invoices in your company. So maybe you have a system where some users prepare the invoice and somebody else reviews and generates the e-invoice. That is possible with this system.
This second level configuration. Third level configuration is voucher level. Go to accounting info and voucher types and go to alter and select sales invoice or debit note, credit note, anything. There we have given option, use this voucher for e-invoicing. You need to enable as then QR code printing. The position, if you want to print in top, you need to select. If you want to print it in center, you need to select as center. This is voucher level configurations. Once this configuration is done, F11 features configuration and security level configuration, voucher configurations, then we can generate invoices from here. Here we have B2B invoices, B2C. Now we'll see B2B invoices. In B2B,
In today's discussion, we will be sticking our discussion on e-invoice generation. There are other features like B2C e-way bill. We will continue, Babu.
Yeah. Okay. In B2B, we have 4 options. One is register. Register means like sales register. Whatever you enabled for e-invoicing, that all the vouchers will come here. Then only generated e-invoice generated vouchers will come in this report. In pending, whatever to be generated, that will come. If you cancel, or that cancel vouchers come to this menu. First, we'll go to register. I'll explain you this indication.
One step back.
Yes.
Yeah, you are little fast. So the friends, one other thing which is required is also, since this is a requirement to be done for each invoice, GST Zen has very beautifully segregated the transactions. In the presentation also, Surya was mentioning that we will look at cancellation. So it at times so happens that user might do a data entry mistake, or in an organization there are 3-4 users who are doing the sales transaction, and there are transactions which are missed out for e-invoicing. You would always want to categorize and look at the transaction. What you are seeing them, the transactions are actually invoices. If they are generated, it would be in generated bucket. If they are pending to be generated, it would be in pending bucket. Invoices which have been generated and cancelled would be there in the cancelled bucket. And you can watch them in the categorization, or you want to look at all the invoices where e-invoice is applicable, is where you will get into an e-invoice register. Yes, Babu.
Yes.
Once we go into the e-invoice register, you can see all the invoices, credit notes or debit notes that are applicable for e-invoicing. You can, each row here is color coded. The color code indicates the status of that particular voucher. The black ones are ones for which there is no action taken. So these are freshly prepared vouchers. We have to generate e-invoices for them. The ones in blue are those for which an e-invoice has been generated. And the ones in green are those for which an e-way bill also has been generated. So if you are in the business of moving goods, you want to make sure that all your rows are green, so to speak, right? And if you are, there is no goods movement, there is no e-way bill required for your business, your job is to make sure that everything here looks blue. That is pretty much, that is the color code indicator that we are doing. There is also a separate indicator called red to indicate cancelled invoices. We will go over that. Right now, there are no cancelled invoices in this system. We will cancel one. And sorry,
and also
I made a mistake. So the ones where there is some error status will come in red, and it is our job to make sure that the errors are rectified and the invoice IRN is regenerated. Now let us,
cancelled invoices would be there in italics color. We will be looking at that.
okay. So now let us go into a particular voucher. So this is a particular voucher here with 2 line items. You have the invoice number, you have the recipient name. So this is an IGST invoice. Babu, can you go into the details and show me what tax rates are there in this?
yeah, sure. There are 28%.
So you are seeing that there are, yeah, so there are 2 line items, both with 28%. Can you also add something with a different percentage, please?
Sure.
Yeah, so let us add one more line item here, just to, because usually people ask us a lot of questions. Do you support multiple line items with multiple tax rates and so on? So there is no limitation both in the government portal, the IRP, and in GST Zen. So the e-invoice schema supports multiple line items. You are required to report all of them to the government. You are supposed to report all of them, each line along with its HSN code and tax rate. So yeah, so here we have those 3 lines. Two lines are in the 28% tax rate, and there is one line in the 18% tax rate. Now we'll try to go ahead and generate the e-invoice for this. Babu, can you show me the PIN code of this party?
Sure, sir.
The first thing that we are going to do, so this is a recipient in Haryana. The PIN code is 122009. We want to deliberately show you an error. So let us just enter a PIN code in. So this is a PIN code in Karnataka. So let us save it in here and let us try to generate the e-invoice and let us see what happens. Yeah, so now let us save the voucher. There is a button called upload e-invoice. So you can select which documents you want to generate. So we have selected this single document 010 that we are interested in, and let's click on upload e-invoice. Yeah. It will take a few seconds, it takes about 5 seconds. This is what we have noticed. And then you will see that the e-invoice, yeah, so you can see that the operation is complete, and you can see the row in red color, which is indication that there is some error. So let us go inside the voucher and see what is the status. So here is the error. Okay, firstly, these are the three details that we are showing you here. The IRN is the invoice reference number. We do not have an IRN from the government portal. Therefore, the IRN number is blank. We have still not generated an e-invoice. Okay, so this is an error, right? The other thing is there is a UUID, which is a unique reference number that GSTs maintains. You can use this later to retrieve this invoice anytime, or mainly for support queries. If you have any issue with this particular invoice, you can get help by mentioning this UUID. Then GSTs and support staff will be able to help you out if you are not able to help yourself already. So the status message that you are seeing in Tally is very clear. It is telling you that there is an error. And what is the error? The PIN code 560018 does not belong to the state 6. Yeah, so it doesn't belong to Haryana. So that is the error message. I think it's telling this both for the bill to and the ship to party. And it is saying that the IRN status is in error and the e-waybill status is not yet generated. Okay. So usually you should be able to read these error messages and figure it out. And in GSTs, and we are also working to make sure that if the government's error message is not very user friendly, we are adding some better messages so it is easily understandable to the user so that they can resolve the problem. In any case, here the IRN number is blank. Therefore, it means that the e-invoice is not yet generated. So Babu, can you go back to the party and correct the PIN code of the party instead of 560018 12209. So this is a PIN code in Haryana. So you are already, whom you're watching, you understand these are the validations that the government does. Even if you put all the correct tax rates, the amounts and so on, the PIN code is a validation where people get tripped. So let us save this, Babu.
Yes.
So now let us save this and let us now try to generate the e-invoice again for this voucher. Fingers crossed. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, here if based on your volume of data, you can select multiple sales and generate at a time invoice.
Yeah, so we can see that this particular invoice 010, which is the voucher number, it is now in blue color, which means the e-invoice has been generated for this already. Babu, can you go inside the voucher? You should now be able to see the IRN number and the UUID that you had also. And you will see that the status message indicates that the IRN is generated, and the IRN status says GEN for generated, and the e-waybill status says NON, means not yet generated. Babu, for these invoices, for this particular invoice, can we just view the PDF to see the QR code in Tally?
Please print the invoice, Babu.
Please print the invoice.
I think Babu's screen frozen. Just a moment. Looks like there is a connectivity issue. Just be hold on. Yeah, Babu is joining back. His system got disconnected.
Yes.
Okay. So Babu, can you print the invoice? So this is the default print option in Tally, right? You can print the invoice now, and that will contain. So this will contain the IRN number on the top, and this is also contain the QR code in the middle. The position of the QR code is up to you. You can provide either provide it on the top next to the IRN number, or you can provide it here inside. So the QR code is also available here. You can print this invoice and you can give it to your customer. So this is pretty much the entire process as far as generating e-invoice is concerned and viewing the details on Tally, right? So you did all this without leaving Tally, and that is the unique aspect of our solution.
If I have to be a little straight and say that's all is the effort in the e-invoice. On a click of a button, you are actually an e-invoice compliant. So you don't need to do anything extra. You are done with e-invoicing. So honestly, the demo or the everything is almost kind is like it's done. But there are other features. Let's just look at that.
Yeah. So Babu, can you go back to GST Zen?
Yeah, sure.
Go to the sales register if you can, or come down. Can you click on this invoice? Can you scroll down? Yeah. So this invoice 010 or the voucher number, which is the one that you generated just now?
Yeah, I'll go and see.
Please go to sales register.
Yeah. So let's go to the sales register. So this invoice number is available here for you also. 010 is the invoice that was recently generated. So click on that, open the invoice. You can also see the green tick here in our software indicating that the e-invoice is generated. And so this is also useful in the reason why I'm bringing this up is that there are some companies with the distributed tallies in multiple locations people are generating, and here is a central dashboard for the management who can monitor the status of invoices, or if there are any issues about a particular invoice, they can respond to that. So the IRN number is available here. Can you click on download PDF? Yeah, so you can view the same invoice here in our software. If you want it will be available here. All details of the invoice along with QR code will be available. The same details that you see in Tally. Of course, it's a different format. You are free to use Tally's output, or you are free to use here. Both options are available for you. Babu, can you go back to Tally? So this is it in terms of generating an e-invoice. Let us also make sure that we have actually generated a correct e-invoice. Can you get the acknowledgement of this, Babu, please?
From Tally?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
for that, we need to go to generated list.
So there is a menu called the generated, which gives you the list of generated invoices. And one of the options here on the right is a signed payload. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So you can click on signed payload and then please do that. Yeah. So once you click on signed payload, it will go to your browser and a file will get downloaded and saved in your computer. So you can verify that this invoice is indeed valid. So you don't have to take our word for it. Please go to the government's website. The government has set up a website einvoice1.gst.gov.in. Babu, could you please open that website in the browser?
Yeah.
The website is einvoice1.gst.gov.in. Please please click enter. So in this website, one of the options under search is called verify signed invoice. Yeah, please click on verify signed invoice. You can now upload the JSON that you just now downloaded. So we got this acknowledgement. Upload this acknowledgement here and click on submit. Now you will see the same details that you saw in GSTzen or in Tally. You should be able to see it here again in a slightly different format with the same QR code. So this is an indication that the e-invoice has been generated properly. Could you scroll to the top? In the top it will also tell you the digital signature details of the government, and it will also have the acknowledgement date and the acknowledgement number and the other details, the time at which. Can you scroll down a little bit for the acknowledgement number? So we can see the time when it was generated. It was generated about 6 minutes ago, 2:44 p.m. Okay. What is the going forward? What your customers will want? They will not want the PDF. They will actually want this JSON. They will have their own tools, maybe Tally or SAP or whatever those tools are. They will have their own systems where this data can be read and processed and ingested into their ERP systems. So now we have generated e-invoice. Now let us go into the other aspect, which is to generate e-way bill. So at this moment, we have not provided any e-way bill details. Now let us provide details necessary for the e-way bill, which is the vehicle number or the transporter's ID. You can also see that there is the e-way bill number is blank, the e-way bill date is blank. So all these details are blank. Please note, there are various details that usually you use to generate e-way bill, such as the bill from, the bill to, the dispatch from, the ship to, and so on, the bill to, ship to details, right? These details cannot be modified, or even if you modify here, they will have no effect. The moment the e-invoice is generated, all the details of the invoice are frozen. You cannot modify them. The only details that you can modify are the vehicle number details or the transporter ID for the purpose of generation of e-way bill. So Babu, can you provide the mode of transport as road?
Sure.
So road is the default mode, is already set. So the distance, the government has set up a very nice system. If you enter the distance as 0, the government will automatically calculate the distance between the source and the destination pin and will generate the e-way bill accordingly for that particular duration. So our GSTzen solution does not send the distance actually, right? So the one is the default distance in Tally. Whatever this value is, we will not send that value. We will only rely on the government's number for generating the e-way bill. Please provide a vehicle number. Yeah, so let's provide a valid vehicle number and let us save the e-way bill details, right? So now the e-way bill details are provided. We can now go back. You can see this particular invoice is still in blue. Babu, can you deselect and show that? Yeah, so this particular invoice ending in digit 010 is still blue in color. The indication is that the e-invoice has been generated, status gen, but the e-way bill has not been generated, which is the status non or not generated. Now let us generate the e-way bill for this particular invoice. Select this particular invoice and press the G button, right? Gen e-way bill. Once you press, we will go to the IRP. We will generate the e-way bill and update the details. What we have noticed is that the e-way bill generation takes a little bit longer than the e-invoice generation. So here the generation is complete. You can see that this particular voucher is now in green in color. Let us go inside. Open the voucher, then you will be able to see the IRN. You can also see in the status that the IRN status is gen and the e-way bill status is also gen. Can you go inside the e-way bill details, Babu?
Yes.
And show the e-way bill number in Tally. Yeah, so now we will have a particular e-waybill number. This is the e-waybill number and this is the date that we received from the government portal, right? Now let us go to the next part of this
No, no.
demo where we will cancel.
This invoice also and see how the print looks.
Yeah. Please go back, Babu, and print this invoice. And in the printout, the e-waybill number, let us see if it is showing up.
Zoom it, please. Yeah.
You can see the e-waybill number ending in 552. Let me just put the number here on chat for everybody's reference. So then we will get to this shortly. Yeah. Okay. Babu?
Yes.
So now let us go back. Let us now first cancel the e-waybill. Let us say we made a mistake. The vehicle is not available or for
some reason we are not making the movement of goods today.
Correct. So we can now go and cancel the particular e-waybill.
Yeah, for that, we need to come to this register, generated register, select same voucher.
And click on cancel e-waybill. So again, it will take a few seconds and you will see that the status of the e-waybill is cancelled. Once it gets cancelled, this invoice will come back to the blue color, indicating that the IRN has been generated, but e-waybill has not been generated. Babu, can you show that? Yeah. So now it's back in blue color. We still have a valid e-invoice, but we have no e-waybill. So we will not be able to commence movement. You can see the status that it says it's cancelled, right?
Yes.
E-waybill status says cancelled, but the IRN status says generated, and it says there are no details available, right? So there is no e-waybill here available with this invoice. Now let us generate an e-waybill again. Babu, can you give a different vehicle number?
Sure.
Instead of 19, let's just do 20 or something. Yeah. So now we have saved this. Now we have saved this voucher, and now let us generate the e-waybill for this invoice once again. Press the Gen e-waybill button. Yeah. Can you show the color? Yeah. So now it is back in green. It is back green in color. You can just show the printout again. So now we have the printout, and you can see that the e-waybill number is 553. Interesting. Okay, so it looks like there is nobody who has generated an e-waybill in the sandbox system between these two instances. That's what I think it looks like. So the e-waybill number is 553 from the sandbox website. Okay. So now, Babu, let us cancel the e-waybill again. Again, what we are doing is a little bit repetitive, so please bear with us. What I wanted to show is that you can cancel an e-waybill and you can regenerate a same e-waybill for that particular invoice. Babu, go ahead and cancel that e-waybill.
Surya, could you also show cancel e-invoice for this?
We are going to do that. So that is the last step.
Okay, done.
Yeah, it's converted to blue color.
So now it is back in blue color. So now you have an e-invoice, but you have no e-waybill. Okay. Now let us do the last step of this of the demo for this particular transaction, which is to go and cancel this e-invoice itself. Please click on cancel. Yeah, so the
moved from here.
Cancelled and will get removed from this list. Can you go to the list of cancelled invoices?
Yes. 10.
So these are the cancelled invoices. Please go inside that. We have not actually cancelled this invoice in Tally itself. From accounting perspective, this is what we have done is we have moved this to an optional. We have made this voucher optional. So now it's up to you to decide whether you want to actually cancel it or not, or maybe you made a mistake, you want to do something else. It's up to you. You can change the voucher number and regenerate the invoice. in any case, I would like you to take a look at the status here, which is saying that the IRN is cancelled and the e-way bill is cancelled. And so that is the end of the life cycle of this particular voucher or e-invoice, right? So let us do the same thing for a different.
Surya, Babu, can you go to e-invoice register once?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So here we still have some invoices which are pending. And what is the date for the invoice which we have done now?
7th.
7th October. Yeah. Okay. Okay. The error one only we have corrected. I think now everyone will understand the color combinations. Yeah. Surya, please go ahead.
Yeah, so now I wanted to show you, so now we showed you how you generated e-invoice, how generated e-way bill, how you cancelled e-way bill. Again, we did that 2 times and then you cancelled the e-invoice. Let us do this entire process once again, but in a single step. So you can generate e-invoice and e-way bill in one go. So let us go into one particular invoice.
Yeah, sure, sir.
In this case, it's 006. You can see that there is no IRN, there is no activity has happened for this invoice. Let us just check whether the PIN code is correct.
Yes, sir. This PIN code is correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we need to fill e-way bill details.
Let us provide the e-way bill details. Let's enter the vehicle details. Yeah, so now we have provided the vehicle details and now we should be able to generate the e-invoice and e-way bill for this thing in one go. Yeah. The e-invoice and e-way bill have been generated. Babu, please go inside this voucher. Okay, so then there is, okay, so there is an error. It says a location field is required. I think the city name is required for.
Yes. For this, we are using this place area. That is minimum 3, maximum, I think 12.
Yeah. So let us. Yeah. Yeah. Let's generate the e-invoice again for this. No. Babu, you need to generate e-invoice, right?
Yes, sir.
I thought you clicked generate e-way bill. Yeah. So you try to generate an e-way bill for this before generating the e-invoice. The system handled that error. Now click on upload e-invoice. Yeah. So this is our second attempt. I hope we are able to generate an e-invoice and e-way bill in one go. There's still some error. So there is the location. Babu, you didn't provide the place for dispatch from?
Yeah, I'll add here also.
Why don't you provide? Yeah, that's fine. So let us generate the e-way bill and e-invoice again. Let's try one more time. As some of you will already notice, the hardest part here is to make sure that your master data is accurate. And if your master data is accurate, the entire process will be a breeze. For the voucher number 006, you can see that the e-invoice and e-way bill have been generated. Can you please go inside the voucher? And yeah, you can see that the status is generated and you can print it and you can do everything with it. So that brings us pretty much to the end of the demo part of what we are trying to show. As most of you will realize, the high level part is this. There's no change to your workflow except pressing one button to generate the e-invoice, and everything happens. You wait about 5 seconds and then the e-invoice gets generated. And we support all sorts of transactions, the bill to, ship to, or a different dispatch address. We also support the exports, debit notes, credit notes, whatever is mandatory and supported by the government, required by the government, we are supporting it for e-invoicing. And in our e-way bill solutions, we support the other types of invoices as well, the B2C invoices, which are not under e-invoicing, that is supported in e-way bills as well. So that is the end of what we would like to show as a demo. Venu, do you want to add anything, and we can open it up for questions?
No, I think I would want the users to settle with this, whatever we have shown, and then we can have the Q&A.
Someone has a question. Confirm whether e-invoice can be generated overseas countries. Could you please repeat?
Yeah, I see a question. I understand. I'm presuming that you are talking about an export invoices. You are making an export, and is the invoice possible for this from Tally? Answer is yes. So again, this is for the limited purpose of demo in understanding what needs to be done. There are many other features which are there, which I would like to show. But just to say, answer is yes. Babu, can you just come back to the generated register ones?
Yes.
Right. So e-invoice generated. Go to the e-invoice generated. Yeah. So you can select any invoice.
Select. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So what Surya has given you is cancel e-way bill. There are many features. Some of the features I'll just show you a demo. And in terms of generation of e-invoice, e-invoice can be generated for regular invoice, credit note, debit note. When I say regular invoice, domestic, which is B2B, and exports. Export of goods, export of service. Again, in domestic, the recipient could be a regular registered customer or a government, which is a B2B or a B2G transactions. GST Zen Tally TDL permits you to generate e-invoice for all the types of customers which I have listed, and all the types of transactions, which is invoice, debit note, and credit note. How can I generate the invoice number? Question from CDEX, sir. I did not understand what do you mean by generate invoice number. To your Tally invoice, which you have created in a normal way, however, the way you are doing, we are generating the invoice reference number. All that you do is just select that invoice and press that button. It does. It is like whenever we drive the car, we doesn't need to know how engine works. All that I need to know is press that pedal, it accelerates, put that apply a pedal, it brakes. So all that I need to know is functionality, which is generate an e-invoice or cancel an e-invoice. There are some other reports which I would like to show. Along with this, you want to send the invoice to the customers online. You want to send a URL by way of SMS. So can you click on view online, please? Babu?
Yes, sir.
Please click on view online. This portion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can also share the invoices over SMS, and you can just send the invoice to the customers and scroll down. By the way, someone who asked export invoice, this is one of the export invoice. So no, this is the export invoice where the buyer is in other country. It is not India. Okay. So even an export invoice, IRN can be generated. Babu, can you just scroll down, please?
Yeah, sure, sir.
So all the contents of the invoice is there. Scroll down. Yeah. So that is one option. Close the screen. Come back to yeah. Then there is another option. You can get the validation done from the government site. There is a signed payload which is received from the government. We can download this signed payload from here, and you can also validate this with the government. Babu, can you just click on signed payload and download this?
Yes.
So you click that, you get the acknowledgement JSON downloaded. Uh, Go to the e-invoice 1.gst.gov.in and you have something called view signed invoice. View signed invoice. You click on that. You can upload the signed payload which you have received. Sort by time, yeah, at 309. Yes. Now you can see, hold on, just scroll up, please. Scroll up. Yeah. Here is the, yeah. So first, here is the digital signature, which is applied by NIC. NIC is the first IRP. Then please come down. This invoice has been generated on 7th October and scroll down. This is an export invoice and this export has been made with payment of taxes. Please come down. All the products, whatever which is there in the tally, where it is all matching with the data which is of the tally. So you can send an invoice by way of URL to customer. You can also send this JSON. If some of them wants to do a transaction import, you can send the JSON to the customer. Please come back to tally. Now, this is a very important piece, especially if you are a tally partner or if you are a software provider, you have integrated some of the solutions to the customers on tally by way of your own TDL, and you would like to coexist in the environment. There is something called raw payload. So basically the programmers can use this and just look at what is the information that is being sent, and you can work with GSTzen in integrating the application. Babu, can you click on this raw payload? Yeah,
Yes.
okay. And when the moment we say payload, it is something which is junk. You can always copy it into a JSON beautifier. So this is the data which has been actually taken from tally, and we have maybe Babu, if you have any JSON tool, do you have?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically all the values, this is the government specified format of the data. You can get the data, scroll down. Whatever which was there in the tally has been presented in this format. So the this is, as again said, that this is not from the end user perspective. This is for the programmers to integrate into their application. Please come back to tally. So GSTzen offers not just generation of an invoice, but there are other value add features for the customers for better facilitation points. Yes. Any other questions, viewers? I think Babu and Surya have done a pretty good job. Firstly, it was beautiful, simple, neat, and there being no questions, it indicates that the product is easily understood.
For bulk,
Bulk invoice IRN. There's a question.
Yes, in Tally, okay. In fact, we are. Let me just tell you. In Tally, you have Babu. Okay, no problem. See, we in our Tally, I'm sure you have been using it. You have this option. You select one invoice, you press space. Babu, can you just press space for the first select this invoice?
yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Now you want to select multiple things. You also have control space bar, select all, or you just scroll down and come here and select this 3 invoices. Now, can you see the 3 invoices have been generated? I can also upload these 3 invoices in one go. Can you just click on upload invoice, please?
Yes.
Right. So, like I said, there are definitely many features, and maybe when you ask a question, the feature would come up. So now, e-invoice is getting generated in bulk for the all. So there are many users who are doing the data entry. You have the invoices. You can just press Control Spacebar and boom, one button. Go to e-invoice pending register, Control Spacebar, one button,
Yes.
invoice gets generated. Can you see?
Generated.
All the e-invoices got generated in a row. Everything has been done. System handles it. Beautiful. Any other questions? Thanks, Kumar, for asking this question.
Any feedback? And if you have seen other demos, any thoughts?
Sure, I would request all the participants to share the feedback about the session. And if you liked some of the features and you want some more improvement in any of the features, you're free to connect to us. And you would want to sign up and you want to understand little bit more on the commercials, you can always get in touch with us. Our team support team will engage with you, and they will also get in touch with the how to generate an e-invoice, and who are all the understanding the need of yours if you have done some customization, because what has been shown is the standard e-invoice. But yes, we understand that there would be some customizations that would be there. And if there are any customizations which have been done and you would like to connect to us little more from us, these here are the coordinates. You can get in touch for the sales related inquiries. You can call on this number or you can send an email. And if there are any technical support queries, you can also get in touch with us.
So somebody wants a demo of the Excel. So that is, we did something last week. We can arrange something separately, sir. So this is exclusively for Tally alone. So get in touch after the call and we can do an Excel demo. And we have other integrations as well, SAP, Oracle.
On the chat, even the connect, whatever you are seeing on the screen, the points have been shared on the chat. You can connect to us over these numbers. Surya, I think we can end the session, and I would like to actually thank Bob for patiently walking us all the screens, and Surya for showing various options that are available. Maybe friends, you might have some technical questions on the applicability itself, domain related questions on Tally, the configurations and the other, or software related questions on maybe the security, connectivity, or a high level API related. It could be any of the query. Feel free to get in touch with us. We would answer to best of our ability. So thank you, Surya. Thank you, Babu.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, audience members, for your time.
Yes. So I am closing the session. Thank you.